spooky friends, we're on day 8 of our 31 days of horror movie villains, and today we're talking about Art the Clown. Before we begin, if you like horror movie and pop culture content, give your girl a follow. Art the Clown has become like a beloved new horror movie icon. He was created by Damien Leone, and the first movie we see him in is the 2013 movie All Hallows Eve. This movie is basically set up as like an anthology movie, and Art the Clown is basically in every single one of the stories. You basically see this babysitter and the kid she's babysitting receive this weird VHS tape and the candy that they've collected, and they start watching it. One story is worse than the next, and then Art the Clown ends up in the house, and it does not end well for anyone involved. Me and Leone said he got the idea for Art the Clown from having like this vision of a woman on a bus that was being terrorized by this clown. And the first official Terrifier movie in 2016. Art the Clown is now played by David Howard Thornton. Art the Clown is such an interesting villain because we don't really know exactly what he is. Like, is he a human? Is he a demon? My theory is that he was human and then he died and gets resurrected and then becomes a demon, but like, who's to say? In the first movie, we see Art the Clown and he starts stalking these two girls. Art the Clown is very inventive and he seems to take much pleasure out of the things that he's doing. He's completely silent. In this movie, he seems to be more human than maybe demonic entity. He doesn't seem to have as many supernatural powers as he does later on. But at the end of this film, he does get defeated, but he does get resurrected. In Terrifier 2, we see that he has been resurrected, and he does seem to have more supernatural powers than he did in the first one. In Terrifier 2, we meet Sienna and her brother Jonathan. Sienna is portrayed to be the angel to Art the Clown's demon. She is the hero of the story. We learn that her father used to draw pictures of Art the Clown, but he went kind of mad and he ended up passing away. He did leave her the sword that she uses later on in the film. We do learn that the events of the first movie have been highly publicized, so people are very much aware of Art the Clown. This is where his supernatural abilities seem to come into play. Like, basically able to pull a Freddy Krueger, and he goes into Sienna's dreams. He's basically tormenting her. He seems to have particularly targeted her and her family. And in the dream, you can see he like starts a fire, and in real life, when she wakes up, there's a fire in her bedroom. So he's able to manipulate things that way. Some crazy things happen in this movie. Some people die in spectacular ways. You see the final showdown between Art the Clown and Sienna, and she overpowers him and defeats him. But again, he gets resurrected at the end of that film as well. And we are treated to Terrifier 3. A lot of stuff happens in Terrifier 3. But with every resurrection, Art the Clown just seems to get more powerful and have more supernatural abilities. But again, we don't fully understand exactly who he is or what he is. There's moments like these where you're like, oh, Art the Clown. I don't know. He's like disgusting, but then he has moments where he's kind of funny, somewhat endearing, even though there are other moments where you're like, oh my gosh, that's the grossest thing I've ever seen. Between about like 41 to like 57 kills. Talking about every single movie he's been a part of. The kills in this film are really, really gross, but like they're super inventive. The practical effects used in these films are really smart. Art the Clown is terrifying, and he definitely deserves to be considered a horror movie icon.